It's going.
The Little Prince. Sky has just released the new season teaser entitled The Little Prince. Derived from the classic story, it's been 78 long years since the story of the Little Prince has landed on Earth. All the way from his tiny home planet of B-612. This unusual philosophical tale became an international phenomenon and has fans of all ages, all around the world, just like its predecessor, Children of the Light. The Little Prince was written by a French poet and airman, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, in 1943, after the outbreak of the Second World War, based on his personal experience during the war when his plane crash-landed in the Sahara Desert. The story details a young prince's self-exploration of managing and understanding isolation, friendship, fear, and love. What can we learn from this story? This little prince is as wise as they come, and his messages of compassion and goodwill continue to endure. Now, here are 4 life lessons that we can take away from this enchanting tale, as told through quotes. Number 1. All grown-ups were once children, but only a few remember their childhoods in detail. Once, when the little prince showed his painting to a group of adults, they all exclaimed, "It's just a hat. So what?" The prince explained it to them from his perspective. It is a boa constrictor with an elephant in its stomach. Isn't it scary? The adults all laughed. As adults, we only see the outward appearances of people and things. We don't always see people's inner beauty, and it can be easy to fall into cynicism and lose our childlike innocence. We concern ourselves with the daily, serious subjects of life, like paying bills, finding a better job, buying better cars. So much that we oftentimes forget that the love we feel for each other and other people in our lives isn't always our priority, and as a result, we can't always see it. We know that it's there because we can feel it in our hearts. As a child, we use our imaginations and feel wonder at the smallest things that most of us adults don't see anymore. Number 2. What makes the desert beautiful, said the little prince, is that somewhere it hides a well. Water is everywhere and is easily found nowadays. It isn't anything special at all. The well makes water special for us when we visit the desert. In other words, a hot cup of coffee might be trivial for me on an average day, but when I'm in the cold, snowy mountains, it is a joy beyond compare. Sometimes, what we cannot see can be more meaningful than that which is visible to our own eyes. Number 3. You become responsible for that which you have tamed. You are responsible for your rose. This is simple, but beautiful. A moving phrase, accounting for the special nature of relationships, whether it be between man and animal, man and man, or man and flower. The fox knows that it takes time and patience to turn someone who started off being anonymous or insignificant into someone who is ultimately worthy and means a great deal. Have you ever thought about the meaning of the word friend? It can be a very heavy and complex word. Yet we find it so easy to use to describe almost everyone in our lives. Number 4. It is only through the heart that one can truly see. What is essential is invisible to the naked eye. When the little prince is confronted with the reality that his rose is not unique, as he was initially taught to believe, he sees the wall of a house covered in roses that appear on the outside to be identical to that of his own. At first, he is devastated. That is until the fox encourages him by telling him the outward appearance of the rose is not nearly as important as what lies within. The heart can see, not the eyes. The prince's rose matters to him because of the loving relationship they have developed. This is what truly matters. The idea behind Sky is closely related to the story of the Little Prince. Now, on top of everything, I believe this collaboration will bring us, the users, meaningful fulfillment and lasting joy to our lives, complete with stars, planets, friendships to be made, and love to be had, all through the beautiful animation of Sky. If you've never read The Little Prince, I encourage you all to do so. The contents of this video are based on my own interpretation and opinion, but I'd love to hear what each one of you thinks.